Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching the Shazam Political Vigilante. Bringing the truth to the citizens of Gotham. This is the People's Channel, the best and smartest fans in the interweb. So we've talked about Cornel West on this. We've really been following him from the jump. When he first announced with the People's Party, Ron Placone came on the show and we were like, man, I don't know if this is a good idea. And then whatever it was 2 weeks later, Dr. West was running with the Green Party, which was great. And there was a lot of really good things about the Green Party. Not perfect by any stretch of the imaginations, but I would vote for a Green before I would vote for anyone running in the Democratic primary, because the Democratic Party is just utterly corrupt, and you can't beat them. You have to come from outside. You have to circumvent them. And so now that on Twitter, people have made that Peter Dow, who was DNC strategist, has joined Dr. West's campaign. And so now you see some people going, oh, Dr. West is selling out and he's going to. And so, I had some guys like, oh, Peter Dow. But the thing about Peter Dow and Pat the Burner, who I've had on this show, used to do a parody account making fun of Peter Dow, which was so funny. And then Peter Dow actually changed. Peter Dow woke up and said, and started being critical of the Democratic Party. He had some type of change of heart. Now, is it a tactic and he's trying to infiltrate? If he tries to infiltrate, it'll be pretty obvious. And so if anyone has any Peter Dow, that's a bad signal. But then this is what Dr. Jill Stein, again, who I voted for in 2016, who's been on this show, and I'd love to have her back on the show. She posted this, and this is just such a fair explanation. This is what she posted on Twitter today. Newsflash, it was me that brought Peter Dow to Cornel West. Why? Because I learned how essential an experienced campaign manager is from my campaigns without one. He's the most experienced campaign manager I know of, with independent green politics and strong opposition to duopoly. Excuse me. She put a whole thread. Though I didn't know of Peter Dow in his days as DNC defender, it's not hard to see how a war-torn, bloody childhood led to fierce opposition to Bush and bondage to the Dem Party. If only more liberal apologists would have this kind of wake up. I love Dr. Stein. With an experienced campaign manager, our team can give Cornel West the support he needs to break the duopoly and give all those thrown under the bus reason to fight back. And there's various comments here, stuff like that. But that's, I really, and then this is what Pat the Burner said in regard to this as well. So, and again, he used to do a parody account that was so hilarious. Having written an actual book on him, I support Peter Dow as part of Cornel West, parodying him to give his character arc a chance and see if it was legit. I believe he's sincere. Just don't sell us revolution, then tell folks to vote Biden, and we're good. Which that's a fair criticism from Pat, and that's I would share Pat's view on that, which is, if Peter Dow is changed and he sees the horror of the two-party system and really wants to get behind Dr. West and the Green Party, because several things. First of all, let's break this down. Dr. Jill Stein is absolutely correct. Having a good campaign manager is essential. And she learned that. You need a good campaign manager. You need someone that has experience in this. We all, as lefty independent people, are all leery of when somebody brings on Democratic strategists, because they can kind of deliberately or slightly do these little subtle things to nosedive a populist progressive campaign. There's some evidence to suggest maybe that happened with Bernie. So it's a valid question for all of us to go, wait a minute. And I believe Jill Stein. I've never seen her do anything that's sort of sketchy, or I don't see her doing that at all. And then, so I trust her judgment and the people within the Green Party working Dr. West campaign. And, if Peter Dow starts doing anything shady, I think Jill Stein and I think Chris Hedges will be like, nope, and probably Dr. West will be like, huh? But I ultimately then agree with Pat the Burner, which is like, okay, if you say this, that Dow's changed and he's legit and he wants to really help West and the Greens and the third party and get out of the duopoly, fine. But if you tell me to vote for Biden because Trump is I'm done. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear. So that's where I stand. Make your own decisions. We got a long way for the election. I just don't. Let's avoid reactions. Let's avoid. Oh, I'm done with West because he's got that stuff is just so it doesn't do anything. I mean, if they hired Neera Tanden or something, then I would be like, no. But Peter Dow, again, I followed his Twitter, and Pat the Burner would hilariously make fun of him, and then Pat the Burner stopped his parody account after Dow legit changed. So, some people are capable of change. So I understand the skepticism, and it's good to have a little healthy skepticism, but reactivity, just like, no, that doesn't help anything. I'll wait and see, and again, this is what I've said from the jump. If you're hanging all of your hopes on Dr. West and the Green Party, this is not a slight on Dr. West and the Green Party. If you're hanging all your hopes on this one guy winning it all and saving us all, I wouldn't. And not because I don't believe in him or the Green Party, because I see how corrupt our political system is. It's going to take a lot more than one guy running. I don't have any delusions that Dr. West can actually win the White House, but I'm going to vote for him because I see it could change the political landscape in a good way. And I'm not the anyone but Trump, and I'm not voting for the Democrat. The Democratic Party does not align with my beliefs. They're pro-war, they're pro-Wall Street, they're bad for the environment, despite the fact that they say, oh, we're for the environment. They don't care. And guys, we're more than a year away. We've got 14 months. So, I hope West runs a good campaign. I hope he runs a good campaign just to get Americans to wake up. I don't have a lot of faith, unfortunately, and I'd love to be proven wrong, that the American people are going to finally wake up. I've been sitting here waiting for this big wake up for 6 years, and it's not happened. So I don't, cool. I'm going to vote for Dr. West until he does something so off the rails that I'm like, forget it. But I don't even see that happening. I won't vote for RFK or Marianne Williamson because they're within the Democratic Party. I mean, ideologically, there's so much I don't agree with RFK on, but I'm not voting for someone within the Democratic Party. I'm just not. So, yeah, make your own decisions. But flipping out on social media doesn't do anything. Doesn't help anybody. So I trust Dr. Stein. I want to get her on the show. I want to get Dr. West on the show and talk to them, see what they have to say. Follow the money, connect the dots, get the truth. And that's how we make Gotham great again. Boom. Shave your knuckles for justice. Pow.